A mother's love. The great dragon Sen was bestowed upon the name Ray. It was all because his father said that the name reminded him of the sunshine, but the great dragon Sen hated it. The name was just far too ordinary, and on average, he felt weak every time he heard his own name. Ray, no, the great dragon Sen knew that he annoyed everyone with his cries and tantrum, but he didn't seem to put much thought to it. Every time his parents called him by his name, he would start to cry as a protest. What were you thinking calling me Ray? He hated the name, for he found it unbefitting of his true self. A few months had now passed since Sen entered his human body. His understanding of humans had significantly improved over time. In fact, he now even knew of his parents' name, something he felt he would have never bothered to do. He soon realized how difficult it was to just call them. Long-haired human and short-haired human, as in the town there were many long-haired and short-haired humans. His mother was named Scarlet Tails White, while his father had the name Jack Tails. Although he didn't quite understand their profession, in the town the people seemed to deeply respect the couple. Every time they would have visitors, they will often come presenting them with gifts. With the steady stream of visitors, Sen came to understanding that his parents seemed to be better looking than average human. In the face department, his mother was the definition of a beauty with long straight black hair and a symmetrical face which always made her seem admirable and virtuous. Of course, his father wasn't lacking. His body was quite muscular and athletic compared to the other town folks. The resistance of the Sen's humble family never lacked visitors until something peculiar happened. Sen's hair was colored jet black like his mother, but after a few months his hair started to change its colors into reddish hue. A few weeks after, the initial discovery was all it took until his hair turned completely red. Until a few black straight remained attached on his scalp. It served an evidence that he wasn't born this way. This strange occurrence burdened rumors such as Tails' family being cursed. Hearing all of these, Sen realized that the color red must be an unlucky color in the world. But what could he do? He was a red dragon. He reckoned that some of his dragon power will still live inside of him, and because of that reason, as to why his hair changed into such an extent, Sen was denied, but in the end he was just a child. He took a mental note of everyone's face and kept his revenge plan on hold, for there were new enemies that he had to conquer first. It was Ray. "Are you ready for dinner?" Sen's mother Scarlet asked, with a smile. "Dinner time." Sen sat in front of the table, and he was strapped on his chair, unable to move, as for some reason why he was being restrained. Well, it was because Sen was being educated by his parents. In front of him, laying at on a table, was a pair of spoon and fork. The great dragon Sen, who could only barely control the limbs of his newfound body, struggled. But oftentimes he was left wondering Just how did humanity reach such peculiar times? When it comes to controlling a complicated machine such as the human body, Sen found it incomprehensible that human could make such minute movements to the extent to dare to pick up something so tiny like this. A pair of the spoon and fork. Sen, interested, was piqued, but the dragon were inimitable prideful. Being forced to do something such as using the tools in front of him made him rebel. He refused to believe that humans were far superior than dragons. He proceeded to stick his head into the bowl of soup and then ate it as a true alpha dragon would do. Although his tongue was somewhat hurting, he was happy, for he managed to show these humans how a true dragon ate its meal. Sen lifted his head out of the pride and smiled, thinking that he had the best of the two by eating the food on his own terms. That there, Scarlet and Jack stared at each other for a moment before they chuckled. Ray, you're so silly. Look at the mess that you did. A smile was plastered across her face. Sen was left dumbstruck. Why? Why was it that every time Sen tried to upset her mother, his actions would always end up with her smiling at him? Sen hated to admit it, but for some first time ever, he came to know about the existence of humans, whom he will never want to disappear from. It has been quite rare to see such a sight of a true dragon. Imagine what will be going next to see.